Like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and
yeah. So what about him?
It's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's start in the UK before we make our way to the US. We saw huge numbers marching against mass immigration, marching.
My bad, guys. My bad. I said we're gonna go ahead and do a Lefties Losing It, and then I was kind of going off on this this lady right here. Trying to remember what her name was. Rita? Yes, Rita. So yeah, the problem with her is that what was it? I think she's a diaspora Iranian, you know, the delusional ones that pretty much think that, oh, we can bring back the Shah, and you know, those delusional bastards that actually think it's okay, that actually think that the people of Iran are cheering for America to bomb them. Yes, those delusional Iranian guys. Yeah, she's one of them, and due to that, I mean, it does kind of brainwash her on the geopolitical side. It makes her actually think that, oh no, we can actually beat Iran, change the regime, and get Mashal in, you know, Mashal, the same dictatorial Shah that they, you know, the Iranian people overthrew. But you know, her people aren't really taught that side of the history. They're taught that, oh, it's a bunch of communists and a bunch of haters of the Shah. That's all it was. It wasn't a unification of the Iranian people of different parties and mindset to go against them, against the Shah. No, 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 that's fake news. No, it was just the communists. Yeah, I know, right?
It's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's start in the UK before we make our way to the US. We saw huge numbers marching against mass immigration, marching against the leftist government of Keir Starmer. The aerial shots of London paint a picture, and they show that Brits did not listen to the Prime Minister.
Tomorrow's march in London is a reminder of what we're up against in the battle of our values. The organisers, including convicted thugs and racists, are peddling hatred and division.
Yes, according to Keir, anyone marching, including these grannies, are right-wing extremists. They're thugs and white supremacists. They should be shunned and silenced. Well, let's look at some of the hate on the streets of London.
Love him. It's the least I can do. Okay. Appreciate you, brother. I love you. I love you too.
And that is white supremacy unfolding right in front of us.
Disturbing scenes. The sad truth is that for these self-loading Brits, these anti-West leftists, the mere sight of the Union Jack, the St. George Cross, is triggering. A scene like this would send them into therapy.
Start the marches there. And check out the streets of London today. What a beautiful sight. Fully loaded. Look at that, people.
You know, it is a nice thing. The thing is, they gather for the patriotism and all that good stuff. Oh, wait, what the fuck am I? Bro, oh my God. Yeah, see, this is where it's like people kind of go outside the whole patriotism aspect of it. Like, I can respect, you know, fighting for the British identity and all this good stuff. I can respect that. Like, you could be, you know, of any different shade and, you know, honestly respect what it is to be British. But when you start adding the Iranian flags into there, yeah, we start understanding that this isn't really about being British, and this is about attacking Muslims, sadly. Like, and I wish it was about, you know, UK being, you know, proud to be a Brit, being proud to be part of the UK society and the history and the rich history that it has. But no, this is literally about hating a group of people and an ideology that these people don't even understand.
Absolutely insane.
And they would hate the Christian symbolism, the number of people.
No, nobody hates the Christian symbolism. It's just the part where, like, these Christians have to feel like they gotta bastardize another religion to make themselves feel good about their own. And I always do say, if you got to tear another religion down to build your own up, or tear other people down to build yourself up, that says a lot about you. It says, honestly, says you got bad character. Let's just be honest. And you ain't really speaking the truth. You just speaking, well, honestly, in your own prejudice. And I'm be real with you. Nobody want to listen to somebody like that. Like, you can sit there and be a Christian and hallelujah. Trust me, I'm with you on that. But if you sit there and use it as the way to put down Muslims and to make them and try to make them feel ashamed of themselves, I think you're a disgusting human being.
Carrying crosses, the number of Christians taking part in this rally. And this was a diverse march. There were people of all backgrounds.
And I stand for this cross, which is Christianity, and I stand for togetherness, and I stand for British values, because I'm British, and this belongs to the people that are here, that have pushed into the system. And
yeah, but sis, here's a problem. There's people that wouldn't even consider you British. Why? Because you're not white. You got to understand, when mixing in with people like this, you got to understand that they're kind of using you as cover. Like, yeah, lady, they're using you as cover. There's a lot of guys here that do not consider you Brit unless you come from white. Not black, not the ones that are brought over here through slavery and all that good stuff. No, unless you're just pure blood white. So you think that, and trust me, I think of you as a Brit too. But a lot of people in this crowd don't even consider you it, even if you were born in that country.
didn't come over illegal. My mum and dad are from Jamaica, and guess what? They had a passport because they came through the front door. Didn't come on a bloody boat.
And this lady also declined to see Tommy Robinson as some unrepentant racist.
Brings you to London?
Well, Tommy Robinson, I wouldn't consider him a racist. I would consider him definitely anti-Islam, which is all right, I guess. But I think that the way he promotes his whole anti-Islam agenda and all this good stuff, and he aligns himself with Israel and the pro-Zionist movement, it kind of just shows you where his interest lies. Honestly, this isn't about saving England from Islamification. This is about building a hatred towards Muslims to further push people into war in the Middle East.
Tommy Robinson, basically, yeah.
So what about him do you like?
His courage, basically, because he has
a real with you. If this is about Islamification, then I mean, let's be real though. These people start kicking him out by force, but they're not. They're not.
Courage. He can stand up by himself, like, you know. So I would say his courage and his faith as well.
What about the people that have been calling Tommy Robinson racist for his views?
I think they have their own problem.
Yeah, they do have problems, don't they? And there is always a...
yeah, because remember, he's anti-Islam. I mean, you could be white, Asian, like Arab, of course, mainly Muslims. But yeah, you could be any race like in the world and be a Muslim. So him being anti-Islam does not mean bro's a racist. Like, let's just be real. Honestly, he don't like you if you're a Muslim and you're any shade, any diverse, any ethnicity. He don't like you if you're a Muslim. That's it. And that doesn't really mean he's racist. That just means he's prejudiced against Muslims. He's prejudiced against the ideology of Islam. That's it. But if you're like a Christian and you're an Arab, he loves you. If you're a Christian and you're an Asian, he loves you. But if you're a Muslim and you're an Arab, all right, then all of a sudden now you're a problem. And that's the problem here, is like you shouldn't be that way towards people, you know, due to the religion they practice. And it's a very un-American way to think. That's why it kills me that we're adopting it over here.
Brave white leftist woman ready to emote wildly. Watch this young lady cry her eyes out.
And if that, you know, comment kind of stung a little bit for you to hear, like, oh, Sid, why is that un-American? Because we believe in freedom of religion, bro. Did you forget? Did your Christian supremacist ass forget this is about freedom of speech, freedom of religion, where our country's built on that? All right, good. Now, if you did, now go in a corner and go read our Constitution, our amendments.
A massive
all
march.
Crying is hilarious.
Oh, it's so sad. All these people loving their country and marching. How will she ever cope? But the march did unite the nation in their shared hatred of the Prime Minister.
Yes.
Yes, Starmer is he's a wank, He's no sense. He has no common sense. That's what I would. A pig is better because we eat it.
And there was a very British chant that went up outside the PM's residence. It rhymes with banker but starts with W. And of course,
Keir
these
Starmer,
marches always attract.
Well, Keir Starmer is a wanker. Let's just be real. He is.
A counter protest. This year's was fairly lackluster. So let's look at a classic from last year. This mother and son team, so loving, so sane and likable. Of course, I jest. They're feral.
Okay, there you go. Show him your sign.
All right, let's see. Off Nazis.
All right.
All right, would you like to elaborate?
I mean, I think he summed it up really. Nazis are
Yeah, somebody called Children's Services. She's raising a mental patient. Let's just keep it real. She is literally raising a mental patient, guys. And we need to do our part to help this little girl. Like, yo.
Okay.
anti-Tommy Robinson, anti-division, pro-Palestine. So why are you here, Roshi? What do you feel about Tommy Robinson?
Your thoughts on Tommy Robinson?
I want to eat him.
Yeah.
For 10 years.
Yeah, that's a future homicidal maniac right there.
Now, and particularly in the past 6 years, we've heard the Democrats repeat the lie that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, that he's a fascist, unfit for office. As is often the case with the left, every accusation is a confession. Here is failed Democrat presidential candidate Kamala Harris putting on the agenda a list of malicious measures to upend democracy as we know it, to ensure her political opponents never win again. Sounds a bit fascist to me.
We talk about what we need to do and think about doing around the Electoral College.
Yo.
We talk about the idea.
I swear to God, that's all I've been seeing on all these Democrat pages is that, oh, we should abolish the Electoral College and just go for the popular vote. Abolish the Electoral College. And here's the thing. I'm like, are y'all sure that's even going to work for you guys no more? You know, you lost a popular vote last time too, right? So, you know, that doesn't really make sense to keep pushing when you lost the popular vote and the electoral. So I'm sorry, but that might not be the position you guys want to push. Maybe you know, when it was Trump and Hillary, okay, sure. But now is not it.
Of Supreme Court reform, which includes expanding the Supreme Court. We invite a conversation about multi-members districts.
She calls it a no bad idea brainstorm. I call it.
User, whoever told you that lie is crazy. Come on, bro. User, you can't believe that. User, come on. He's like, did you know only Muslims are allowed to carry a knife? No lie. Like, bro, I'm sorry. Wait, where? Because in America, everybody's allowed to carry a knife. In the UK, nobody's allowed to carry a knife at all. But they illegally carry knives because you can't have a gun. And because you can't have a gun, they have a huge knife problem. And it's not just Muslims or Arab people who don't mean you well that carry knives as well. They got black people that carry knives recklessly, white people that carry knives recklessly in the UK. The UK has a huge knifing problem. So to sit there and say that, oh, it's only Muslims that could do so, bro, can you give me the UK law where it says that? Like, really think about how crazy like that is that you believe that, bro. Think about how nonsensical that is that they would even allow Muslims to have that type of pass in the UK. Think about the propaganda you've been fed to literally believe that that's a thing. And I'll look it up, but I promise you that's not a real thing.
The cheating. And Kamala, just a little reminder.
Bro, what? Dog, you went from making it sound like it was a law in the UK to now, oh, it's in their religion. No, it's not in their religion that you can knife people, bro. I'm sorry. As somebody who actually knows Muslims, no. You can ask one. They said no. Like, if you ask a Muslim right now, is it okay for you to knife people in their religion? They're gonna look at you like you're stupid, bro. I'm so serious. You know I love you. But they're going to look at you like you're a little dumbass if you sit there and ask them, yo, is it okay to knife people in my religion? Are you talking about what, Tariq or Tarak or whatever they're saying, that where they say Muslims say it's okay to lie? Yeah. You know, that was like completely taken out of context. it was taken from a passage where they said it's okay to lie if your life is in danger, because when the Crusades were happening, they were killing you if you're a Muslim, Jewish, or Christian. Living under Muslim control, it would still kill you. So they would tell you, look, man, if you got to lie to save your life, do so. That's where that comes from. So, and maybe that's what you're talking about, but hey, it is what it is. It's in their religion. Like, no, bro, no. Carrying knives is not in their religion, bro. I mean, I'll look it up. But it's like, it's so key. Come on, bro. Really? Like, you believe that? All right.
You could get rid of the Electoral College altogether and you still wouldn't be president. Trump won the popular vote along with every swing state. But let's hear more ideas from Kamala.
Let's talk about statehood for Puerto Rico and D.C. These are the things I think that we've got to do. We've got to neutralize these red states from cheating, including blue states expanding their maps.
Blue states expanding their maps to stop red states from cheating. By cheating, she means voting and those votes counting. She wants to negate the votes of her opponents while introducing new blue states and expanding existing blue states.
Wow. All right, bro. Let me go ahead and break this down for you. Because like I said, bro, it's crazy that you believe this, but lawful intent, like, yeah, carrying a knife for protection, hunting, or other daily tasks is permissible. The Prophet Muhammad forbade carrying a weapon unsheathed or in a manner that could cause accidental harm. The Prophet Muhammad said that. So like I said, you guys don't even know the religion. You take things out of context, or you read whatever X brainwashed you to believe about Islam. Then you bring it to me and I laugh because it's just so nonsensical. It's like, really look, if you'd have really looked that up beforehand, dog, I promise you, you'd have found this out. It's like, it says nothing about honestly carrying a knife, what, to kill people? No, it's talking about carrying a knife as a way of, for protection, which, I mean, other religions say you can do. Hunting, daily tasks, it just sounds like a practical thing. So pretty much the religion talks about using a knife in a practical way, and you guys pretty much frame it as what, a death cult? Oh, they're allowed to carry knives because they're a death cult now. Do you see how brainwashed some of you guys are when it comes to Islam? Or do I just got to keep on proving you guys wrong when it comes to this stuff? Like, I just need to know, like, what do I honestly got to do to make y'all less delusional about Islam? I really don't care that much. I'm not going to go that far, but just give me something that'll make you be like, you know what, Seth? Maybe I was wrong about Islam. Maybe I was. Give me something that's reasonable. Because I ain't no dean here. I ain't going to lie. I ain't no Islamic scholar. But I do know Muslims. And trust me, most of the stuff you guys say is erroneous as hell. Like, just absolutely wrong.
And gerrymandering like hell. Donald Trump demands election integrity after 2020 and is called a threat to democracy. Kamala wants to destroy American democracy. And do you see any outrage from media circles? Of course not.
User, you're kind of being delusional at this point, dog. You're kind of being delusional. Prophet Muhammad forbade carrying a weapon unsheathed. Like, allowed to carry but not unsheathed, bro. It just said that he forbade it from you from carrying a weapon aka you gotta carry it sheathed, put it in its holster, not just have it out, just look like you ready to go at any time. Like, bro, are you serious? Like, come on, bro. Let's be intellectually honest here.
We now is Newsweek's senior editor at large, Josh Hammer. Josh, tell me.
Yo, plug, what's going on, big dog? Hey, yo, make sure you like the video and all that good stuff. Going through a shadow ban right now. I mean, you know how that is. 2 weeks and then you're back on.
What would be the impact of these Kamala ideas, expanding the Supreme Court, statehood for Puerto Rico and DC, not to mention messing with the Electoral College and having blue states expand their maps?
You know, the crazy thing is, I don't want the Democrats to do any of that at all. But the thing is, you guys pushing this Iran war is going to actually make that happen. And like I said, it's not going to be because Republicans just decide to vote Democrat. No, it's going to be the independents that's going to lean towards the Democrats, and it's going to be the voter turnout of the Democrats who are highly disgruntled at what's going on right now. Like Democrats who didn't vote are going to vote, and it's going to be voter turnout that cooks the Republicans if they continue down this path. You know, just keeping it real with you guys. But I do want to see this real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring this whole Kamala stuff up, because I ain't gonna lie, her rant was drunken as hell. Like, you could tell she was off her rocker saying this stuff. Like, bro, check this out. This was a little bit wild.
To me,
we talk about what we need to do and think about doing around the Electoral College. We talk about the idea of Supreme Court reform, which includes expanding the Supreme Court. We invite a conversation about multi-members districts.
she calls it a no bad idea brainstorm. I call it cheating. And Kamala, just a little reminder, you could get rid of the Electoral College altogether and you still wouldn't be president. Trump won the popular vote along with every swing state. But let's hear more ideas from Kamala.
That argument only works out if you're Hillary Clinton. If you're Hillary Clinton, then you can sit there and cry about, oh, the electoral vote cost me the election. But, come on, Kamala, you lost everything. Bro, you didn't even win a swing state. Like, how the hell do you lose all swing states? That's a pretty crazy achievement.